Hey, we're talking about Pokemon cards up next on Geek Out SA.
Do not attempt to adjust your YouTube video. We control the stream.
And welcome back to Geek Out SA. It's Friday and we're having fun.
Yeah.
We're talking about Pokemon today, Pokemon cards. I'm even sporting my Pokemon shirt.
Pokemon that I may have bought you because I like it more than you do.
Well,
our kids like it more than we do.
It's a really cool shirt because you can't actually, unless you really look, you can't really tell it's a Pokemon shirt.
Yeah, so it's one of those that you could wear to work and be kind of a geek sometimes and like not have people know
on the down low,
like right off the bat what you wear. Yeah. So I mean, my earrings definitely say I love Pokemon. So I think one of the reasons that I like it so much is because our children grew up in that time of Pokemon.
Yeah, big time.
So our middle son will turn 25 this year with the Pokemon card game. And then our oldest son was born in 1992, and I don't remember exactly when.
But they didn't really get into it until after they were watching the show.
Well, I thought the show came out a little bit earlier, like to introduce the game, but maybe I'm wrong.
No, the cards were there before the show.
The cards were there before the show?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I mean, well, the show came on when they were kids, and so, yeah, I mean, we were watching the cartoon all the time with Ash, and, you know, and then the movies came out. They were there for all the movies.
So we have Black and Silver Diamonds, so we're here to talk about Pokemon. To be specific, Pokemon cards, but we're giving a little background on Pokemon.
Yeah.
So Pokemon is, well, it started out as a card game. And who makes Pokemon? Nintendo makes Pokemon.
They do now, but
they started out as a card game, right?
Yeah.
A card game manufacturer.
A TCG, a
yeah. Well, put it this way: back in the day, Nintendo used to do playing cards.
Yeah.
But the first Pokemon playing cards were from Wizards of the Coast.
Huh.
Until Nintendo a few years later went, this is a stupid idea, we could keep all that Pokemon money for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's keep all the money. So, yeah.
So then it spun out into... Did the games come first, or was it the show?
The video games?
Yeah, on the Game Boy.
I don't know. I mean, I remember timeline for when our kids started using it was the cartoon first, then the Game Boy games, and then when they were a little bit older, like, well, I would say Maddie was about 10, so maybe 2002 was when they started collecting the cards.
Yeah.
And so the other ones were smaller, because our oldest child is so much older than the others. He's 4 years and 5 years older than the other two. And so, but they would follow suit with him.
Yeah, I don't think they started collecting until the movie came out. And we saw the movie.
Well, because I remember Matt was pretty little and was very excited about a Charizard card that he
Black
had.
and Silver Diamond says the game came before the show.
The video game?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I only know about, like, these things and I'm sorry, I'm narcissistic, but I only know about their timeline as compared to how our family, like, picked them up.
Right.
Because the first movie came out in 98.
Uh-huh.
And, of course, when you went to the movie, you got an exclusive Pokemon movie card.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so Matt was only 6 when that happened.
Yeah.
And so the other two boys were only, like, 1 and 2 when that happened. So I'm sure, like, it didn't even register.
I would imagine those cards are worth something.
He's got them.
Yeah.
So that was one thing about our kids, I guess, because they grew up with people who were collectors and who were geeks. And so from very early on, you could get these little Pokemon books to put their little cards in, and so they had the little smaller books that had the little sleeves, and then as they started to really ask for them and collect them, then we got them the sleeves and the notebooks and stuff, and the binders. Well, then a lot of kids their age were taking the binders and the sleeves, and they were taking them to school, and they were trading them. Some of the kids knew how to actually play the game, but it was more like an OCD type thing for a lot of the kids. It was like sorting them and having the certain ones and having like the different variations and having the foil, heaven forbid you get a foil one or one that was like a hollow, and then everybody was freaking out and trying to sell it, buy it from you for their lunch money.
Black and Silver Diamond says Pokemon, that's how I pronounce it. He also says that Pokemon came out in '96.
Yeah, in Japan.
In Japan.
It was Pocket Monsters in Japan. And it didn't really take off over here until 98, maybe 98, 99.
So yeah, with 96, that's when Zach was born. That's when our middle son was born. Was in 96. So it's the same age as our middle child. But I do remember. I remember all these little kids having their backpacks, and they're in elementary school at like 9 and 10 years old, and they have their backpacks and they have their binders, and like a bunch of little kids with their binders. And then as they got to junior high, it was, well, I need the binder like with the zipper because I gotta like keep these cards real safe, and then in high school they had the zipper bind, and I was surprised the longevity that it had, right? That and to see it come back around now, and I guess we were talking about it. It's because, the kids that are Maddie's age, the kids that are Zach's age, these kids are now 25 to 30 years old. They're starting to get their big boy, big girl jobs. They're starting to have a little money to play with, so, we are kids of the 80s, so we're already used to this, like, kind of pandering to us and this nostalgia, and you kind of get older.
So now they're pandering to millennials.
And so, now they're getting the pandering because here comes McDonald's, who's the biggest panderer of them all, right? But, and, puts out all these Pokemon cards with their Happy Meals and stuff.
It's just Beanie Babies all over again, but with Pokemon cards.
Well, and I'm a tool for Beanie Babies, I won't even lie, but not for like the bigger ones, but for the little ones that McDonald's puts out.
Well, you remember what happened when McDonald's first put out those Beanie Babies back when Pokemon was first out. You couldn't get them because all the speculators jumped on top of them,
and so I feel bad for kids like our sons who they've been collecting since they were like 5, 6 years old, right? And they have these collections that they put all this effort into and they love, right? And so they really actually legitimately wanted the Happy Meal cards because it means something to them, right? But all of these scalpers and everything jumped on there because the prices have skyrocketed, like you said in the title, and you couldn't find the Pokemon cards like anywhere.
Yeah, so they are skyrocketing, and there's a reason for it. I mean, there's
actually a couple of reasons.
There's several reasons.
Well, there's several reasons.
Like the one you mentioned is probably the tip of the reason. It's because everybody around that age group that grew up with them now has their big boy, big girl job, and they're like us when we went back and bought all the stuff mid-2000s for all the 80s stuff.
Right.
They're all doing the exact same thing.
So here's the top one. It's going to be the 25th. It's the 25th anniversary this year, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's the 25th anniversary. So that's a big milestone right there. So then it's going to be skyrocketed because of that. I'm sure that's why McDonald's decided, hey, let's capitalize on this because it's going to be a 25-year anniversary.
Yeah, because
and we sell more Happy Meals.
Like, I got sucked in the 20th anniversary, so I actually bought this. It was Toys R Us who jumped on it. And so you would go to Toys R Us, and I actually bought this one. It's the 20th anniversary Pikachu, because he's just too cute, right? But you would go to Toys R Us, and you could get cards, and you could get...
But here's the thing, even with that, at 20, they weren't it didn't blow up like it is right now. It's blowing up right now. Prices are skyrocketing right now, even for like common stuff.
Nicholas and I had to go like pretty early in the morning for the Toys R Us exclusives. Like if we wanted to get the free cards and stuff, because people would be like trying to get those to scalp them, but nothing like what we saw with the McDonald's stuff. Like I read a couple of articles where like the Happy Meal boxes and stuff that were supposed to be like shipped to some of the places that had the cards in them went missing.
Yeah.
Like the McDonald's stores never got them. So of course somebody there along the supply chain was like cha-ching, right?
Yeah.
Because these things are going like for $500.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a little chump change. Like it's a lot of money.
Yeah. So Steve asks, is it Pokemon cards in general, or is it like the original 150?
No, it's in general. If you go to any place,
It's all of them. Yeah.
Place that sells Pokemon cards, like your Walmart and your Target and your GameStop and that, there are none on the shelves anymore. You go there, and if you're not there when they're putting them out, they're gone. Because everybody...
Which that kind of started happening at the end of last year, because the boys had asked me to look, because they were looking, like, we kind of live in slightly different areas of town, so they're like, if you go to your Walgreens, which Walgreens has them now, our Walgreens, I don't know if you've seen this, if you haven't been in a while, they have them behind a plastic case that's locked now.
And Target have put in a thing that if you're not there on, like, a Thursday, and they're doing them from the video game place now. They're not out on the general floor anymore.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's become crazy, Steve. Like, I was surprised at how insane it had gotten.
And I also think because there's so many people out there on the YouTube channels doing pack openings.
Well, we were going to get to that too. Yep. That was one of the things we were going to talk about too.
But before we get to that, another thing that's been an effect on it is COVID.
Oh, yeah.
Is because we've all been stuck at home, so we've been looking through all the stuff we had and being nostalgic about it, and we're looking through and just like, oh, hey, this is really cool. Oh, I don't have this one. I wonder how I get that one. And then once the supply starts dwindling, those prices start hiking up. Right,
because it's before even it started with the YouTubers, which we're going to talk about in a minute, the kids in our kids' generation, so the 25 to 35 kids, originally Facebook was kind of their thing, and then we, the boomers, because we're not boomers, but they think we are, we took it away from them and we started using it. Well, they've started to kind of migrate back because they kind of don't fit in any of the other stuff anymore. So they're migrating back to Facebook, but what they've done is they've created all these Facebook groups where they trade and sell things and they ship it to each other across the world. So our sons are in some of those groups, and that kind of started towards the tail end of 2020. Again, like you said, with COVID, so people are like, oh, well, I'm going to clean out my closet, and they bring down these boxes, and they're like, oh my god, my binders of Pokemon cards, and they're like looking for them, and they're like, remember when we did this in junior high and that, and then like you said, they were like, oh my god, like I had the whole set except these three, and so they were getting on the Facebook groups at first and trying to like buy them, trade them, and our youngest son was making a pretty good amount of money doing that kind of at the tail end of last year.
Yeah.
Because this box with bacon duct tape, by the way.
So while you're getting into that,
this is just what our son left me to give away to my students.
So Black and Silver Diamond says, at the BX, card section is a ghost town.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's impossible to find them anywhere.
Yeah, in the 2020s, 90s, nostalgia is growing too.
Yeah, it's just kind of coming back. So then, this tool, not Stuart the tool, but Stuart reminded me that this tool, Logan Paul, who I can't stand, but he's a total tool, but he's very popular with kind of the younger age group, like kind of like 16 to 23, kind of in there. So he is in that age group, though, of the Pokemon, and so he brings out his, and he starts his nostalgia videos, and then he's like, I I should buy some new packs and see what's going on in the world of Pokemon nowadays. So then he starts doing Pokemon openings.
Yeah.
Then some rappers come out and say, oh, well, yeah, me too. Like, I've totally been doing that. And one of them bought a card, a Charizard, first edition Charizard, and I think he spent $50,000 on it, I think is what I saw. I'm pretty sure that's the number I saw, because I was like,
It's a lot of money.
$1,000. You were talking about Wizards of the Coast, so there was some DJ somewhere who has a YouTube channel, but he has a lot of the Pokemon stuff on there too. He bought an original Wizards of the Coast pack unopened for $600,000. $600,000.
I don't know why you would spend that much, because the going rate's like $600. Maybe a box or a couple of boxes.
I don't know. Just like
That's
crazy, like some of these celebrities are just throwing crazy money at stuff. Like
even
they just,
at that,
yeah.
even if I had that money, I wouldn't spend it on that.
No, no.
I wouldn't spend that much money on.
No, because here's the thing. It's great right now, and people are gonna make some bank right now. But like Stuart said, we've seen this happen with Beanie Babies. We've seen it ebbs and flows with football cards, right?
But here's the thing. Magic died. You couldn't give those cards away.
Yep.
And then they turned around.
But that's what I mean. It ebbs and flows. So you never know. Like,
it's just like the stock market. But it's exactly what's happening with the stock market, too.
Well, it's supply and demand, right?
Yeah.
And it's when people get together and decide whatever the cool thing is at the moment, right? GameStop stock is really cool. Let's buy it and mess with the stock market. Pokemon are really cool. Let's buy them all. You know? So,
and mess with the market.
Well, I don't think it's people messing with the market.
No.
It's just a hot commodity at the moment. The big problem that people don't realize is that all the modern stuff, they're just going to keep producing more and more and more and more of it. The US side of the Pokemon market doesn't really deal with collectors. They just pump out sets, and they will pump out X amount, and if it sells out, they'll pump out more.
well,
yeah,
and
Black
one
and Silver
of the
Diamond
ways,
says kids still like Logan Paul.
Yeah, I know.
Apparently,
I was surprised.
yeah, he's still on there making money.
So one of the ways that you can also get more money, and I'm not showing Stuart's price tags, but you can actually get these.
my 2015 price tags, which are completely wrong now.
You can actually get cards graded as well. Our sons have done this a few times on a few of their cards.
Well, even that has gone up though, right? Grading Pokemon cards.
Well, here's the thing with the Pokemon cards with the grading. The main two graders that do the big stuff, the PSA and Beckett, they have gone up from $10 to $20 grading cards. And the other thing is they're at least 9 to a year behind.
Wow.
Because people have submitted so many things, and that's probably why they've increased the price to try and slow down the amount of cards that are being graded. So there are probably, with the amount of cards graded, there's probably double the amount sitting to be graded to come into the system very soon. So the grading stuff might, because the stuff, some of the stuff that you have there, like that, this stupid first edition Staryu, which is a 9, goes for $100 now. What's the price tag I have on it? Like 10.
$10, yeah.
And I think I paid nothing for it.
But here's what happens right now. It's gonna go for a real high price. Once those cards get graded, there's more of those cards out there.
Well,
and it lowers the price, just like any kind of stock that you have in anything.
You would think so. And like, as you were saying with the Charizard stuff, I'm looking at the moment on the 99 original cards. There is 250,000 cards from that set graded. For the Charizards, there is roughly 25,000 of those cards graded.
Oh wow!
Of the holos, but of those 25,000, there are only 600 that have a 10 grade. There's only 600 in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there could be more, but at the moment there's only 600. So if you want a complete 10 set, that's why the prices have gone up. And again, some of them...
let's discuss the grading aspect of it. It goes from what to what, and what does that mean? What kind of things do they look at?
Yeah, it goes from 1 to 10.
It goes from 1 to 10.
Yeah.
So one has a rip in it.
One card is basically ripped in half and stuck back together.
One is like the football cards that I had when I was a kid, and I loved them, and I made them into a necklace. And I poked holes in them and hung them around my neck.
I think
that's a 1.
For them to even have a grade on them, they have to be intact.
Yeah.
I think they have to be intact. Do they? I don't know. I've never graded a card.
They can have small damages. It depends on the card.
Mm-hmm.
So this one's a 9. I don't know if you can see. Obviously, it's in the case. It's been well taken care of.
See, but when I look at cards, I was like, oh, those look great. And they're like, my son's like, no, this card is trashed.
Yeah. So I have this one. It's the exact same card. Same card. But if you can see on the edges, I don't know if it's easy for you to see. You can see the wear on the edges of this one. So you have to know how to look at it. You can see the wear on the edges, and once you can see the wear, you can see some of the bleed from the front part of the card to the back part of the card. And so you're seeing yellow bleed that comes around. Whereas on this one, you can't see that one because it hasn't been handled that much. But this has been flipped through a lot. It's been pulled in and out of binders. Now, it's not bent or anything. But it's probably, what, Stuart, like a 7 maybe?
No, not even a 7. It's probably a 5.
You think so?
Yeah. Or a 4.
Because it not only has to do with the condition of the card, it has to do with you were talking about how centered stuff is, and then the colors,
the center, how colorful it is, whether there's any blurriness or bleed with the printing. So there's a number of different
things that come in.
So,
is there anything if something was like a misprint or anything like that?
Yeah, there are also misprints as well. They're also graded, and some of them are worth more money.
Some of them are worth more depending on. But I don't think it's just Pokemon stuff when it comes to cards, though. Because the oldest one likes football cards, and he's been looking for them for a while.
I've been hearing that sports cards in general are going up.
Yeah, he sold a couple that he was like, I don't know that I necessarily want to
get
rid
I just
of
heard,
them,
I was just watching some news, was it yesterday? Talking about sports cards, and it was a local sports card dealer that saying that the prices are going up because people are staying back at home, and again, looking at their stuff that they have because they don't have anything better to do when you're stuck at home doing nothing.
Right.
So, well, let me clean this up. Oh, look, I have this book of sports cards, and then that's why they're starting to go up, because they're starting to, I don't have this one, so I need this to complete my collection, when they forgot about it, 10 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think 10 years ago anything's worth any money in sports cards.
Well, and it's become kind of cathartic, too, to, people are again, you don't have anything to do, so you're rearranging your collection, and you're moving things around, and as far as sports cards go, because I can speak on this side, because I actually collect some and I like some, they've gotten some new things where they now sell cards that have pieces of the players' jerseys from a certain season in there and things like that. So they've kind of ramped up some of that collecting in that way, where they're kind of adding the two collected.
That's been around.
Well, but not like when I was a kid, is what I meant.
No, I know. You just get a piece of bubble gum.
Yeah.
Yeah, no more bubble gum.
But interesting enough, our kiddo who's almost 30 was texting me the other day, and he's like, "Hey Mom, do you know where our Marvel cards are?" And I'm like,
yeah, they've gone up too.
I'm like, "Excuse you, number one, not our Marvel cards, those were mine." Number two, yeah, I've got them somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was like, you might want to look at them, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I think again, it's mainly COVID. Everybody's sitting at home.
Mm-hmm.
They want to collect stuff, but yeah, the Pokemon is just at the moment
Is the big
I
is the
think-
big one that I've heard the most
I
about.
think is insane because again, I've stocked Pokemon throughout the years, and I've stopped and started quite a number of times, and I've been lucky I've stopped and started because again, if you go through some of those with the prices on them from 5 years ago, you go, oh, $10, $5, whatever. Now it's $100, $200, $500.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy
Yeah.
what people are willing to pay.
Black and Silver Diamond says sports anything is always in demand.
Not 1990s.
But
yeah, it was tough in the 90s. Yeah,
Yeah, because they put out too much.
because they flooded it. Yeah. So, so I'll be interested to see. And this is one thing I don't get. So maybe if there's people watching who understand this, who can explain this to me. I've read about this phenomenon and I've seen it, but there's all these YouTubers who do card pack opening videos.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why do you want to watch somebody else open a pack of cards? I don't understand that.
Because it's the idea that they open it up and they get something like really cool.
So you might be there for that moment when they
Yeah.
get something cool.
Yeah, and you do realize that you can weigh them and figure out whether you've got a rare one or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
If you have like a scale, like a little scale in
Yeah, like a fairly accurate scale.
The mass is different?
Yes, the mass is different on the foil than the regular
Oh, right,
cards.
because it has more stuff on it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's why I think one of your sons mentioned they would always be chasing people out of Dollar Tree because they come in with the scales and sit there and weigh every freaking pack and then just buy half a dozen packs because they had all the hollows in them.
Right.
Yeah, Colleen remembers that story now.
No, I do remember that story. I had forgotten about that. People are crafty.
But it's like the Japanese market now. A lot of the stores that are selling Pokemon booster boxes, what they're doing is they're cutting or making a slice in the shrink wrap when they sell it to somebody, so they can't on-sell it as a sealed box.
Oh.
But the Japanese market is a little bit different than the American market. It's a little bit more controlled and a little bit more stable at the moment, but the demand for American stuff or anything is spilling over. So it's prices in Japan are now starting to go up.
Starting to go up too.
So if you have Pokemon cards, how can you capitalize on that right now?
Look through them.
What's the best thing to do?
You can look through them and
Where's the best place to go to look and see like who's buying what and what's?
it's well, after Amazon gutted the collectible market, it's eBay.
eBay.
And believe it or not, eBay has done just a wonderful thing at the moment. They've changed some of the shipping stuff, and now if you sell a card for under $20, they have $1 shipping, which has tracking, which was never a thing before. That you can ship it for $1 in an envelope, and you have tracking, which before you'd have to pay first rate or first class packaging for it, which was almost $4.
Right.
So they've really honed it down because they've gone, this is a boom thing for cards up to $20 that we can guarantee shipping. People can track their cards because in the past a lot of people would just ship them in an envelope, and if it got there, it got there, and if it didn't, well, you had no proof. But
Right.
I mean, most of the people are going to be fairly honest about it.
Yeah, because I remember Nick having a couple of those problems where like he would ship something and not get it, or the person that he shipped it to wouldn't get it, or something would be shipped to him and he wouldn't get it, and again it was that, well, I put it in an envelope because it was like a card or two, you know, and the cards were paying like $5-10 for them, so they kind of just cut their losses, you know.
Black and Silver Diamond says Heroes and Fantasies.
What about Heroes and
Taking
Fantasies?
to Heroes and Fantasies? Don't. No.
Oh, but if you
wanna do
wanted
your
to go and
research,
look and
yeah.
do your research and see,
Oh, yeah.
like,
and see what they're worth
what
there.
they're worth there, yeah.
But you're not going to get those prices there
No.
because they're going to want to give you less than that.
Yeah, they're not gonna buy them
If
from
you
you.
really
for
want
that.
to make money with selling cards, you don't take them. You want to sell to somebody that wants to buy it.
Sell it direct, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
that's where you'll make your money.
with an eBay or like a Pojo or something like that.
Everybody's gonna go to OfferUp. Have their.
There's a lot on OfferUp and a lot on Facebook Market that now.
Yeah. Yeah. I have all of these. No, just there. Of course, our child would not leave them behind if they were worth anything. He has the binders with the zippers, and he has like tubs of them. It's a lot. He has a lot. It's. I was kind of concerned, but he. I mean, he was doing pretty good. Like people can make some money. For him, it's hard for him to part with stuff because he likes them so much. So that's a problem if it's a collectible that you care about. Like for Stuart, Stuart's like, sell, sell, sell.
Well, I'm to the point now where some of it is like, do I keep it? Or some of it, do I sell it? Like these guys here. Miss Colleen's going to do a show and tell. Now these guys back in 2003 and 2004, I paid $2 a piece for these things. And mind you, I got boxes of them, so I bought them in a box.
Right.
Nowadays, because they're the original Japanese packs.
I love this one. I love this one.
And the good thing about the original Japanese pack, there is a hollow foil in every pack, not every 6 or 7.
Right.
So those now are going for about $200 a pop.
Wow.
Oh, and this even says on it, Pocket Monsters card game.
And they've changed the back of the actual cards now in Japan. They're a little bit different now. So, but those, it's like, do I put them away for a little bit longer? Do I give them to my 12-year-old son and say, here's your 21st birthday present, put them on eBay on when you're 21 and you can go to college?
Yeah, but then you don't know what the market's going to be like when he's 21.
Well, because they're older, I think, because they're the original ones, I think they're going to keep their value. And again, I don't know about the modern stuff because there are so many people at the moment trying to make money off it. It's ridiculous. There was a collector's convention in town this weekend. Shock horror.
There was?
There was actually one in New Brussels too. And they did all the social distancing and the temperature checking.
Oh, that's nice.
And we went there and had a look around. It was put on by the same people that used to do the sports card thing, so they've kind of expanded a little bit now. And I went out there and talked to a lot of old friends that I haven't seen in a long, long time, and they said, the ones that were selling Pokemon, they said, it is insane, completely insane the amount of money they're getting for stuff.
Nice.
They said there are so many new people in the collectibles and so many people wanting to deal in it now. That's driving the price up a lot more, and a lot of people just don't know what anything is, and they see Pokemon and they're like, well, it's the only bit of Pokemon here, I want to grab it.
Just in case.
And it's like, yeah, you guys do realize it was down at Walmart like 10 minutes ago for half the price.
Yeah, that's if you can get it from the Walmart. That's the thing. That's the thing, is trying to get any of it. Because the youngest one just sent me a message last week with pictures. I get these messages with pictures, and he says, Mom, these are the ones I'm looking for. If you see them anywhere near you. And I'm like, dude, I live like right near a high school, so probably not.
Probably not.
I'm probably not going to find them.
They're probably gone already.
I couldn't even get any at McDonald's, much less at Walgreens, Walmart, Target. Like, I can't find them anywhere. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. So definitely go out there, check to see what you have, and then just kind of check what you need to either complete your thing and buy some, or get out there and start selling them, because right now is the best time to do it.
Yeah, I was going to go look and see, because
You
he
don't
was
want to.
asking me for my Toys R Us ones, so I'm thinking the Toys R Us ones might be going for something, especially because I don't think I ever took mine out of the plastic.
Yeah.
So I need to see if I can find what I did
But this
with them.
isn't gonna last forever.
No, I'm on spring break, so I better go look right now.
It's hard to tell because again, the supply is not there. The demand is there.
Mm-hmm.
And again, with the grading stuff, it's not going to catch up for about another 6 to 8 months. So for graded stuff, it's insane time.
Yeah.
Raw cards are again through the roof because people are either A, the right age to want them all back, or B, desperate for money, so they're selling their collection. So there's a lot of good stuff out there at the moment because people need the money.
Right.
Which is fair enough.
Which is, yeah. So it's interesting to see that while COVID has caused a downturn in some of our geeky stuff, it's causing an upturn in some of our other geeky stuff. So
yeah. Because it's not the only. This isn't the only thing that's happening. I've heard that a lot of pops have gone up in value as well.
It's like that one. That one. How much is on the price?
$4.
$4 is what I normally sell Pokemon packs for. That is only a couple of years old if you look on the back.
It is
of the
only
date.
a couple of years old because I bought myself one of these.
I just looked on eBay and those ones go for about $12 a pack now.
Nice.
That's insane.
And how many cards do you get in those?
11, I think.
Something like that.
Does it say on that? It should say on the front.
10
10 now?
game cards, yeah.
Don't have 10.
10. Been 10.
So not too bad. A
The
little
ones I
over
used
a
to get at
dollar
the Dollar Tree
card.
had 4 cards.
You can still get them at the Dollar Tree if you look.
Yeah.
But even they're getting wiped out.
So yeah, I don't know. It's fun. Like I like to sit down. For me, I like to sit down and organize them. I always liked putting them in the pages and organizing them and stuff like that, and opening the packs because it's like, I think it's why we all like the blind box stuff so much. Our sons and even Vincent and I, we really like the blind box stuff because it's that unknown.
It's like,
Because
what if
I wasn't
get
taking
that
my
one that I
scale
want?
and weighing stuff, so I didn't know. So it's that unknown of am I gonna get that one? Is that one I wanted in there? Is that really special thing in there? And then.
Well, I remember a lot of them used to do bags, and then they had the stuff in there, and then you could kind of feel. I was like, yeah, I think this is the one that I want. But they got wise to that and started sticking them in boxes.
Yeah.
So.
You're like, dang it. I can't feel its ears. I don't know which one it is.
Black and Silver Diamond says, I also collect DVDs, but I don't know if people still trade DVDs.
They do.
He
They
says,
do.
my collection is actually not as geeky as you think it is.
Really?
I collect knives.
Yeah.
But you can geek out about anything, though.
It's true. You can.
So it might be even more geeky than we think.
Yeah.
So before we stop talking about Pokemon, we just have a couple more minutes, but I think that Vincent has to tell everybody before we go who his favorite Pokemon is and why.
Well, what is yours?
Okay. So, my favorite Pokemon is Cubone. And the why is not why you think, because I actually did not know that he was wearing his mother's skull until very recently. So, yeah. I just thought he was really cute. Really cute! But, really cute, but looked like he would kick your butt also with his, I thought that it was, the skull of one of his enemies kind of thing, and,
Yeah, that was kind of.
that's his mom.
Kind of morbid.
So it's kind of morbid, but I still really love him. I can't help it. I've drawn him 27,000 times. I draw Cubone. I love Cubone. Every time on Pokemon Go, when I see a Cubone, I have 500 Cubone candies. I mean, I transfer him out, but I just have to catch him. He's my guy. He's my one. And I don't know why. I just always liked him. Always have. And obviously, I love Pikachu because. Pika. Because when the kids were growing up and we watched the show.
Nobody's gonna realize who mine is.
Nobody's gonna know. Stuart, what's yours?
Well, Magikarp because it's ridiculous.
It's a floppy fish.
It's if you go on my Facebook page, it's the last picture I have is me with a Magikarp.
It is.
And the other one is Kadabra. Only because he hasn't been able to be produced for 20 years because of Uri Geller. And you don't know who Uri Geller is.
It is.
There you go, kids. Look it up. Uri Geller.
Uri Geller.
Steve says my favorite is Lugia. Mainly because it was featured in the Pokemon movie 2000, and I really love it when it came out.
Oh, cool.
Black and Silver Diamond says my favorite Pokemon is Ninetales. Such an elegant Pokemon.
It is an elegant. That's a beautiful Pokemon. I love that. Okay. So
Okay.
tell everybody.
Vince. So mine.
Vince likes Weedles.
No. This is great.
My favorite Pokemon is Jigglypuff.
His favorite Pokemon is Jigglypuff.
It's always been Jigglypuff.
Has always been Jigglypuff. Why, Vince? Is it
because when I used to watch it in the cartoon, I used to love it when when Jigglypuff sang and put everyone to sleep, and then got mad that everybody was asleep, and then took out his marker and marked everybody's faces.
Vince would get tickled every time. He would get tickled every time.
Every time.
So yes, so Jigglypuff is Vincent's Pokemon, and it tickles me that it tickles him because he loved it so much.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's Vincent's.
So every time anytime I'd see one, I'd always catch it when I was playing Pokemon Go.
When you used to play Pokemon Go with me a long time ago.
Long time ago.
I still love it, but what are you gonna do?
But we hope you got a little more information about why Pokemon cards are skyrocketing right now. Like I said, get in. If you want to make some money off of it, get on it now, because you will make some money off it and make it happen. If you're gonna wait until the graded, send out the grading as soon as possible because
You're not going to get it.
you're not gonna get it for like a year.
Yeah, unless you go with one of the smaller grading companies which charge a little bit less and they're not as desirable.
Yeah. But thank you for checking this out. I really appreciate it. If you haven't clicked that subscribe button, click on the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so next time we come out live, you'll know. Or if we put out a new video, who knows. But thanks for checking us out. I'm Vince.
And this is Squirtle, and this is Pikachu, and I'm Colleen, and that's Stuart.
Geek out, I say. See you later.
Good job, gentlemen. Good job.
That was new and interesting.
What?
We didn't have to struggle.
That Black and Silver Diamond was able to talk about things and be
keep
productive.
Keep it together and not lose his crap.
And the baby didn't even start crying until just now.
Black and Silver Diamond was almost a helpful